You guys real quick about some wiring problem with your taillights and stuff like that, especially if you're running 6 volts. Um, and a little bit of basic knowledge on wiring your taillights. This car, I'm actually having a problem with the taillights, and this is more common, especially when you're running LEDs. And you might say, Mike, why are you running LEDs? It is a little more complicated to run LEDs, but I'm running LEDs because I have 6 volt car, and I have a 36 horse motor, so it's a little harder to put a 12 volt system in it. I actually had the original battery cover, a lot of original parts for this thing, so I wanted to stay 6 volts just because of the age of the car. Now, if you've got a 40 horse and you can change your generator stand, I'd highly recommend going to 12 volts. So, and let me tell you why. For instance, if you grab your battery cables, if you just grab each post with your hand on a 6 volt system, are you going to get shocked? And the answer is, it would be pretty highly unlikely. If you grab a 12 volt battery, both cables, are you going to get shocked? Probably not. If you grabbed a 40 volt cable, are you going to get shocked? More than likely. If you grab a 110 volt positive and negative, you'll probably definitely get shocked, and it will set you back pretty good. So the higher the voltage, the lower the resistance. Is that way I'm saying that right? Well, if you guys get what I mean. The lower the resistance. So if you have a higher voltage, then it's a lot easier to get continuity. So on 6 volt cars, one of the things you're going to have more commonly is bad grounds and bad connections. So it takes a lot more hassle, a lot more time sitting there playing with connections, and you do all this for really super dim taillights, and that's why I'm running LED, because I want to try and get them as bright as I can for the voltage I'm putting out. So here's what my car is doing real quick. Let's see inside. I'll show you. So when I step on the brakes and I turn signal on, let's see, it does this, and then it kind of blinks, and then sometimes when I have the key off, I'll actually see dim lights come on. These actually lights for the, they fix the horn. The dim lights come on the dash. Weird things start to happen. Generally, when you have weird things start to happen, it's typically a bad ground. And so on your 6 volt car, you're going to have to really make sure everything is extremely grounded and has extreme continuity. So you got to take off all your contacts, sand them, make sure everything is perfectly connected, like I just did with one of my turn signals. And now I think what the problem is something that typically people don't use, and if you're building a 12 volt car, you usually don't have to worry about it. But it actually is, these here are star washers. They put these on the taillights. So hopefully these crappy Chinese star washers work. And you put these on the taillights. So underneath here in the fender, there should be star washers on there. And you notice that there aren't. And it needs to be sanded and cleaned, so there is proper connection. So because a 6 volt LED bulb has very, very low resistance, it will actually ground right through. So like when I turn the headlights on, that's what it is. When I turn the headlights on and I step on the brakes, let's see, I'll show you. It's not doing it. I think it's when I had turned the headlights on and I stepped on the brakes, I was getting some feedback here. into these lights. So also because I had these second set of tail lights here, because I want more light visibility, which I've already been driving it at night and getting honked at because people think my lights don't work. Even with that, you need to have a proper grounding system. So you're going to have to really double check your grounds. And on a 6-volt car, it has to be super grounded. And if it's not, then you're going to have, some sort of resistance in there, and that resistance will cause weird things to happen. So let me just give you a general idea. If you're having weird problems with your turn signals, your brake lights, and your tail lights, weird things happen. Just figure weird things. Something strange is happening, check your grounds. That's always the rule with Volkswagens. And make sure you have, if you're running 6 volts, make sure you have everything, even the star washers. All that little stuff matters. So if you don't want that hassle, run a 12-volt car. It's much easier. All right, so that's it for checking out your weird problems with your taillights. Talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.